What's going on, fellow Earthlings? Welcome to Adam's British Columbia Adventures. Today I'm at it again. I'm at the Lytton Panning Reserve today. Again, chasing some of that gold. This spot is another beautiful spot, similar to Yale. The government has set aside a little bit of a gravel bar here. Anybody's allowed to come down gold panning. Enjoy the hobby that is gold panning and getting some of that free gold. Free gold. Somebody posted a comment on my last video about Yale, just mentioning that using a bucket might be illegal. There's a lot of rules and regulations here in BC pertaining to gold panning or prospecting. Now, if you're just recreationally gold panning or doing this as a hobby without a claim or anything, there are a whole bunch of rules and regulations to be mindful of. I'm going to post up a little screenshot right here. So the government is pretty clear. If you're recreationally hand panning, sure, you're limited to a pan and a shovel, and that's it. If you want to take that sentence to the grave in the manner that using a bucket is illegal and a horrible offense, that means every single person that's out there gold panning is doing it illegally. Classifiers, doesn't matter if you have your classifier in a pan or you have a classifier in a bucket. It says specifically pan and shovel. There's no allowance for classifiers, buckets, picks, pry bars, snuffer bottles, magnets. So I always thought using a bucket and a classifier was a little bit of a gray area. I see everybody out gold panning with a classifier and a bucket. And honestly, it's probably saved me a trip to the doctors. There's lots and lots of garbage, especially at Yale. There's lots of broken glass and such like that. It is super windy out here today. It is actually a little bit difficult to, be panning. It is so windy. But I think there's a little bit of broken glass. I'm not finding nearly as much garbage here at the Lytton Panning Reserve as there is at the Yale Panning Reserve. But a part of that is probably because you can drive right down onto the gravel bar at Yale. So it's a lot easier access. Unfortunately, Lytton burnt down last year. Last summer, we just got devastated with some forest fires. I mean, I know some of the people in California are probably laughing at us in Australia, but we had some really bad forest fires this year, and the town of Lytton burnt right down. There is no real easy access to get down here. My car is parked way over there, over the bridge, around the corner at the gas station. That's a long fucking walk. Is it worth it? Nah. There's definitely gold here. It's a great panning spot. One of my favorite panning spots, because there are some nicer sized flakes of gold here. You got the Thompson River and the Fraser River running in together here. making a beautiful mess of the water here. So like I was saying about using a bucket and a classifier, it's probably saved me a trip to the doctor's because there is a lot of glass, there's a lot of metal and garbage that you'll find in the gravel bars. By scooping it into a classifier, washing it through the classifier into a bucket, you don't have to have your hands in the water as much or as often, and you're not digging your fingers around in between a bunch of rocks and broken glass. To me it makes sense. I think I'm going to keep using a bucket when I go to Yale. Out here today, I didn't bring anything. I've got a pan and I've got a shovel. I got a backpack with a little bit of food, first aid kit, SOS blanket, got some hand warmers, extra socks, bunch of basic stuff, but super lightweight. I did not want to mess around carrying a bunch of buckets. I do have a 2-gallon bucket here. I'm gonna put some of the black sands and stuff. I think I found a decent little spot to dig today, and so I'm just gonna keep digging away. I honestly don't think that the pan, or using a classifier in the bucket, is a huge amount faster than panning the material raw. And if you really want to, if you want to go gold panning on the cheap, you don't need to spend much money. All you need is a gold pan and a shovel and something to get the gold out when you're done. So like a little tiny sucker bottle and a little vial to put the gold into. I got, what is it? Gold Guzzler. Garrett Gold Guzzler. That's a decent little snuffer bottle. Ha! I guess this could be considered illegal too. But I think the main thing behind the legalities and the issues, and we have a lot of rules and regulations and red tape and loopholes to jump through, but it's all meant to protect our waterways, to protect the salmon habitat, which, I mean, up until recently, both the government and just people in general have not been doing a good job of taking care of these resources. So the second part of those rules and regulations, when you're looking at them, it goes on further to say that use of a metal detector, sluice boxes, dredges, river sluices, rocker boxes, all of that stuff's a no-no. If you have your FMC and you have a claim, there are a bunch of other legal loopholes and red tape and jargon to get through, but you can potentially run a high banker or a sluice box. Some of the main things is that there's no river sluices, no river dredges of any kind in any waterway in BC here. I I can't argue with that. I honestly can't argue with that. We got a beautiful province. We should try our best to take care of it. Hey, another bonus to having a bucket with you. I like to take out as much garbage as I can pack out. Anything I can find, anything that doesn't belong there. Broken glass, plastic, you name it. I'm gonna try and pick it up and carry it out. Just trying to do my little part in taking care of some of the areas that I like to visit here. But you know, that's a pretty big, interesting thing. I didn't want to get a claim. I looked into it. I said, okay, so you get your free FMC, you get your free miner certificate, and then you got to go out and find an area that has some minerals. And then once you find an area that has some minerals, you claim it, and then you are supposed to work the claim. Now the government wants work reports. They want information showing that the claim owner is actively searching for profitable mineral deposits. So a gold claim is not for somebody like me who wants to do it as a hobby. I'm gonna go fart around for a weekend or 2 weekends here and there. Well, that's not what a claim is for. And if I'm doing it as a hobby, and I'm going out every once in a while just farting around with a little bit, I don't think I want to go through all of the headaches of dealing with the government. Trying to make sure that the work reports are done in a manner that the government is happy with. Trying to get applications approved if you want to do a little bit more serious work. Yeah, screw it. It ain't for me. This is my way of meditating. I come out, I spend a few hours, maybe even the whole day, just sitting on the gravel bar, staring at the river, doing a whole lot of nothing. Hey, maybe find a little bit of gold. That's always a bonus. But being here on the Fraser River, it's pretty hard to not find gold. Second hand, both spots today had a couple flakes of gold. Nothing crazy thick or fat to be writing home about, but that's okay. I am just enjoying the day. Well, let's get back to some gold panning. The only downside to not using a classifier is that I gotta put my hands right in the water. It is cold. It is cold. and it's windy. This is not the easiest day of panning I've ever had, that's for sure. Difficult part about this today is the wind. It's making it a little bit miserable. The sun isn't as warm as it should be. I think I'm gonna have to put my jacket on. Some really cool rocks in here though. Add in another 4 flakes. Oh, make that 6. Well, I had to take another break. This wind is getting a little bit much. I had to put the jacket on. It's getting a little chilly. It's too windy for the sun to do its job. Oh, and there's a little bit of cloud cover starting to roll in. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna stay here. But did a few gold pans and kind of tested out how much slower is just a pan and shovel. Is a bucket really speeding things up so much to the point where people are stealing gold? No, I can pan almost as fast with just a pan and shovel, getting rid of the classifier and bucket. The downside is, and what is holding me up, is that I don't have a very good pair of gloves. Or should I say, my gloves are too good. They're really thick, they're warm, and I can't feel the rocks very well. So I keep taking the gloves off, putting my hands in the cold water, and the water is just frigid. It's got the fresh snow melt coming down right now. And so I have to keep stopping every once in a while just to warm up my hands. I'm sure in the summertime it wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem, but I digress. Let's go throw some more dirt in the pan. Well, I was getting all mad because of the wind. I'm eating sand, but then look at that. Oops. Oops. Oh, I can't. No, can't quite pick it up. Oh, I almost did. Hey, it's a picker. My first picker of the day. Hey, get back down there. Nice little piece of gold. Okay, I guess I'll stay here for a little bit longer. Hey, look at my hole. You can't even tell there's a hole there. Ugh. I'm trying to scoop out some of that stuff. And I know this is a good spot to be digging because I found some treasure. Mr. Salad Fingers is going to be very jealous. I found the handle to his rusty spoon. I'd like to inquire as to where the rest of it went. But look, it's rusted and it's got rocks like rusted to it. Cool.